I get to sit here to separate things from me. Okay. Yes.
Oh, welcome to God.
Oh.
If you get it right back.
If you could give me a little earlier heads up, like 5 minutes more.
Well, I'm not retired like you, remember? I know.
We all know Rotary is about being a better person. About being a better person. Dear Lord, help me to consider people's feelings, even if most of them are anxious. Help me to relax about insignificant things. Beginning tomorrow morning at 7:41, 3 seconds at 8 a.m. Help me take responsibility for the consequences of my actions, even though they're usually not my fault. Help me not to try to run everything, but Lord, if you need some help, feel free to ask. Help me to be more laid back and help me do it exactly right. Help me take things more seriously, especially laughter, parties, and dancing. Give me patience, and I mean it right now. Help me not be a perfectionist. I smell like burn. Help me to keep my mind on one thing. John Adams is here. One thing at a time. Keep my eye on one thing at a time. Help me to do only what I can and trust you for the rest. Would you mind putting that in writing, Lord? Keep me open to others' ideas, misguided, what they may. Lord, thank you and help. Amen.
Thank you. And now lead us in the pledge of forward attempts. Joe Bell.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
and the forward test.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Build goodwill and better friendships would be beneficial to all concerned.
Joe. Now be introduced to our guest.
Good morning, Rotarians again. We do have a guest with us. If you could please stand, so we can give him a warm welcome. A guest of top token. We have John Portillo, and he's joining us from the Airline Club. Is that correct? Well, thank you very much for joining us. Okay. So let's see, today, I just asked James Field up, so thank you, James, for finding something. So if you would all please rise and join me in singing God Bless America.
1 second.
Thank you, Chris. And now.
Here, my commissioner that we did not get at our inflation. Maryland. We talked about giving the award for the Rotary of the Year. There was no question in our mind who it needed to go to. And so we'd like to present you this award as our Rotary of the Year. Give you all the time and all the other. And that was great. It's great. Here, like I said, the open role. So, you know, we're gonna focus on getting things done this year that we talked a lot about and we actually pursue. So that's the plan. For this month, donation points to the first, the Hudson schools are buckets that they're carrying in every classroom. In case of store that the kids need to be bought, we'll never have to use them, but if you do, the money will fall back. So we're asking that everybody maybe for the next 4 years, almost 3 years, consider things that that's where the school we've got quite a goal primarily to achieve, and anything that or to that's free. Do you have a board? Yes.
How much is the bucket?
The buckets are $75 a piece. I'm sorry, they're $75. They do include a tourniquet, other first aid supplies, water, glucose, food supplies, and the bucket itself that we converted into that is necessary. And that's how the price. So, you know, that's a good thing. Never. The 20 years they were thrown away, they were eating one. But for the moment in time, it's not happening there. We need 250, is that correct, Carolyn? 250. And it's a community effort. So we're not, you know, buying them grass. So it is a community effort, but anything that we do have a meeting. Today. There's also a foundation for member meeting. I didn't want to finish our board meeting because we're so tough that they have to start and I thought it. So some people have to foundation meeting that take place. Our speaker today is being introduced by I have James on the line. Sister. Introduce our speaker, please.
One of Rotarians? Nice to see everybody. Okay, so it's my honor to introduce our first of 2 presenters. So I have Katie Bennett. Katie is Economic Development Manager for the City of Hudson, focused on attracting and retaining the best leaders and employers to our fine city. So prior to onboarding in November of 22, Katie was Assistant large private equity-backed healthcare wellness distribution. As a CPA and former business leader, she hopes to use her management and boardroom experience to advocate for our businesses and truly understand the issues leaders are facing. Katie has been a resident now of 7 years with her husband, Stephen, and children Henry and she's also. Please join me in welcoming Katie to the microphone. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. So my role is really focused on whatever we have. Yeah, better. So I think we're speaking about today is around summer fun and activities in Hudson. And so I brought a member of my team, this is Jenna Gossett. She recently onboarded with us in May. This is a bit of a welcome to speak for her today as well. She is our new beauty relations manager. She's in charge of all of our special event applications, programming, and coordination. With her busy season, she joined the city right before the Memorial Day parade. And so Jenna, do you want to come on over? And we were very happy to get her. She's got extensive experience with college. Good morning. I'm honored to be with all of you. I will be walking through our special events process and talking about some of the wonderful things we have going on right now in the city of Hudson. And also I want to talk a little bit about our permit process and how you can host an event or work with me on the project.
1 second.
Okay, so to give everyone an overview of our special events, the city of Hudson hosts over 80 events. And that's quite a bit from my past experience in the public sector. Like Katie mentioned, I've past 10 years in the public sector, and Hudson is extremely involved. We are very fortunate to have many active civic and volunteer organizations that want to take on special events. And my job is to help facilitate that process, connect you with the right internal resources. And I also help manage our food truck permit process, which can be extensive and our banners and sign permits. Next slide, thank you. Two scenarios that require the special event permit process are if you want to host a public event on any city-owned process or a city-owned public entity, or if you're planning to host a public event on private property with an expected attendance of over 250 individuals. Both of those scenarios require some contact with and a permit process that also clearly. So I gave 2 examples on here of the application that is required for both of these processes. Either takes too long to process for the steps, but they do require a 60-day notice for the application. So some and it's easy to obtain a permit. So the first thing that you need to do would be complete an application, and we have it available, which then correlates to an internal document that we share with all of our city departments. This helps coordinate any resources that you may need for your event, such as phones, road closures, if you have tents site that would require our fire department. And just any necessary information that would help the event run smoothly. Next slide. The second part of this is paying any applicable fees. Our application fee rate now is pretty nominal, it's $25. This kind of helps pay for the administration. Next slide. The city now requires a waiver or harmless for anyone hosting an event. This is just to ensure that you understand your obligation as the host. Next slide. Another requirement is to provide a certificate of insurance. The city requires a policy of at least $1 million, and the city of Hudson must be named as the additional insured. We do require to submit a vendor list because we have a requirement to also obtain a full harmless agreement and a certificate of insurance for any event. And lastly, we ask that our hosts commit to a site plan, and this does not have to be anything fancy. It can literally just be the drawing of what you plan to have at your event. And this helps us internally and give us that understanding of what you're planning, and also show that there has been some thought in the process, and it allows us another method to confirm we have everything. This slide is a good example of our annual events that we host. You'll see some things on here are definitely recognized, such as our upcoming Touch a Truck event. This is a big community hit amongst our children. We also host summer music nights on first and green, our annual Hudson Home tour, our ice cream social, farmers market. Next one. Here is a fun project that our community development intern and I have been working on. Everyone here should know now that the historic log cabin dedication is coming up in August, and I hope everyone will be there. Your fellow Rotarian members have been working very hard ensuring this event goes off without a hitch. So this is just an example of something that I help facilitate. I don't traditionally create graphics for special events, but this was a fun project that we were asked help on, and a great example of something that we do that extends beyond the traditional duties of community relations management. And here's my contact information if anyone has further questions or any need to get a hold of me. If you want to take them down, or if you can just after this presentation. All right, thank you guys so much. Yeah, and I think the last thing that we are so lucky to have this event calendar. We did a study late last year to compare some of our Main Street organizations and support to other communities in Ohio. And the one thing that we found was how fortunate we are to have so many nonprofits that host many cases in the city or each people filling out an event like this. It's not really difficult for us to find a weekend. So I think the community is really fortunate. And from an economic development, all of these things are so critical to my mission as well. And even the benefits you bring outside of that area, oftentimes the other reserves or other like that. So it's a great economic development tool as well, not just for. Do you have any questions? Did Rotary want to party on? All right, great. Call Jenna.
My question has to do some of the nonprofits that typically are interested in either being co-sponsors or actually instigating the event. And am aware that at least one of them is not doing this because of the issue about insurance. And I was just curious about what kind of pushback you're getting, given the cost of that kind of liability insurance.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I've only been in the city for 8 weeks, so my experience is pretty limited with working in the community, but this is our busiest season, and I've had a lot of communication with the organizations that we've talked about. So far, maybe surprising, but I think because there's so many established, we don't really get a lot of pushback because these event organizers have historically known the requirements to host the event, but if you're referring to other organizations that pursue event, maybe they have not yet talked about, but I can see that being an issue.
I think the other thing is many of them aren't aware of this time. Of the space. That draws attention to that, but if there isn't,
Those different materials for supporting. Meeting for that, the next year could be helpful for the community, so if you're an established event owner or looking to host a new event. But we worked with a towards the end of last year to help with our special events. We did it was partial time and we had the other thing we looked at precedent, develop a way to best ensure the city will be held liable and that is what we love to have. An event that is something that it's something where
that's
yeah, I think that for but I think that there was a private organizer that helped us with that. Now we've got the British car show that's Joanne has watched the cost again. And then obviously we've got the drive-in that's Johnny. But I do know that the evaporator works on that in general and it's goes to our events, our space, and we're working with their landlord. The trick there is that's why I want to continue on it. No, I don't know if it's that organizer was, and I'm not sure if it was COVID all the time that got to go away. But I know that like our show, we thought it was better so that here at the end of July, that was one of our largest events. Well, we were all the first so yeah. So you're missing those numbers. That's a great. There still are advocating that's a separate one. There's also going to be whatever our churches. And then it's been part of which hard food, like breeds and homemade crabs. That is the last finish.
Katie, I have a question. So, probably like a lot of this community, empty nesters, we have too much out, and looking for options. We want to stay Hudson.
Yeah.
And so I was almost at phase two, and phase two is still progressing. You know, progressing. Any development, any update on that project? Is it just,
No. So right now, we're going through with the comprehensive plan process, because everybody heard that the city has been doing their comprehensive plan.
absolutely, yes,
Good.
fill it up 5 times.
But, well, I don't know, but thank you. We wanted to get as much feedback as possible, and there is going to be a specific, session of the comprehensive plan steering committee is reviewing downtown phase two. And the council very much wants to see something developed there. Right now, we're at phase two, we're waiting for the, but is it that we want to see senior center and rec center? Is it that we want to see bids for playground or outdoor space, or is it that we want to see a domestic housing, retail and restaurants up here? So we're waiting on that guidance from the community, and that will be one of my large initiatives coming out of that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that will also be it. We are going to take down the old Windstream building that's sitting right there at the corner of West Town, so that will be reused. And preparation for recovery. Okay.
I have a question about the fees that are going to be in January. There's been a lot of confusion about that, considering that it might drive some of the events away. So what was the thought behind it? And my understanding now that it's not as high, but why have them at all? I guess is the question.
Yeah, it's a great question. So I'll just give a little history here. So we have a fee structure in place today, but $25 an application to do a special event. It is $15 for every electric head you want to use. So if you think about any of the greens, we got this pedestal sticking out of the farmers market and the vendors we have got a little bit of that, all that stuff. And there's a little bit of costs. We also have access to water for spigots, and those are $50 flow per spigot. And then if you're on Coastal Road, it's $200 to build it and $200 to open it. That charge only applies if you look at the weekend. And then put that legislation. That any event that is historically established in our community won't have to be the application to have the government. Now we have a bunch of events, 7 and 8 years, they're paying the fees, other like, so the students feel a little bit, our benefit for free, and that's for it. And we wanted to take a look at that and make sure that it's there, all of our, so that's it for us, as we should just look at the public. And then we looked at what happens if we just take out the grandfather and have a good. And I think farmers market have a charge of like $18,000. It's totally ridiculous if we did that rate. And nobody has an interest in charging the farmers like $18,000. This fee structure absolutely large needs to be right there. We have the $25 application. We put that there. It requires the organization to have a little bit of $50 to have it to reduce that to do the plan. We changed here to less than a smaller company. For the farmers market, all of it's just $15 that we collect your there. And one water. And then the road is that within the door out. That is our road, or that we can fill that. Not having some road closure being other areas, but really the first time to close the road, and there's still the corners and things like that. So that's really a tool to help us incentivize it. The new structure, we did send a letter to all of our special organizers, like here's your bill for this year, and here's what you need next year. Most of my organizers So for the whole year, maybe it's just $20 to $30, some of them for the positive, some of them for the negative. So the largest tax recommendations with farmers market and now, so I'm speaking with Jen and some of the other people who have to do that. They weren't. Well, that can be very good. Process from this experience.
Will be on second. Yeah, we're gonna.
Genesis is one of the most competitive events in town. The parents and young children race to the greens, try and get their spot. I have been with it before. I really love it. There's so much. It is actually so important that it's already on our internal track. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you guys so much for hosting us. And we really enjoy being here with all of the Rotarians.
Really enjoy our activities in the downtown area. And I have groups that use that as one of my big selling points. We have all different activities in this and then we have a very balance. It's great. I got one of the things that I asked that we sign up for the beer garden. August 11th and 12th. We're hoping that this turns into even a better fundraiser for us this year. It was a surprisingly good response last year. So we should be able to do more than what we did last year. So any hands on deck are appreciated. Okay, over.
Okay, number 923-685.
Yeah. Right.
The sign up sheet for the beer garden is making its way around. We made some changes last year, obviously selling brats at the beer garden is significant. Folks at the so beer and the brats very well together. We made some improvements. We also separated the jobs for the beer garden. You'll see on the sign up sheet that there's a front of house jobs and there's back of house, basically the back of house means you're cooking, and probably food, those kind of things. And the front of house means you're basically working with customers, helping to refinish the relishes and ketchups and all those kind of things, keeping that and serving the beverages. We're also need significantly more help at each session. So we are asking every Rotarian to seriously look at doing 2 sessions sometime a month, or maybe Saturday or Friday, Saturday. We need your help. And the club as well. So we're hoping that this last year we did almost, we netted almost $4,000 from this event, which helps to fund almost one and a quarter of our scholarships for our high school seniors. This year, I think if we actually add the right amount of staff, we can keep the food going, we probably can have 6 hours. So we're really looking for your help. Please, sign up, I will be back and keep hammering to get that thing filled up. We're really need your help on the 12 bucks.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna end being with a little bit of good news. Put your notes on the young men in China. They need the results from them. They have been. So get out there and buy